Kristen.
And we are besties.
Bonding over books.
Love it. Here
Today's
for it.
book.
Caraval. Yes. Well, actually, how did she pronounce it? I think she pronounced it Caraval.
Caraval.
Did she? I'm trying
I
to
can't
remember.
I say it both ways every time I say it. Caraval. Caraval.
Yes, but by Stephanie Garber. Yeah, this has been on my TBR for a minute. Hot minute. I got like the book set, and it's just been sitting there. Been sitting there.
This is one of my favorite series, honestly.
So good.
I read this February 2017.
Oh, nice.
So it has been a very long time. I actually have 2 copies of it because I used to have like a book box like subscription, and that month they both had this as their book. So this is the UK version, and that's the US version.
Oh, I like that.
I know, it's really pretty.
Yeah. UK version's always pretty.
I know, they have such pretty versions.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we got 2. Do you want to do a quick overview of
a reading?
Yes.
So, Scarlett and Tella have never left the tiny isle of Trista, pining from afar for the wonder of Caraval, a once-a-year week-long performance where the audience participates in the show. Caraval is magic, mystery, adventure. When the sisters' long-awaited invitations finally arrive, it seems their dreams have come true. But no sooner have they arrived than Tella vanishes, kidnapped by the show's mastermind organizer, Legend. Scarlett has been told that everything that happens during Caraval is an elaborate performance, but she quickly becomes entangled in a dangerous game of love, magic, and heartbreak. And real or not, she must find Tella before the game is over and her sister disappears.
Dun dun dun. Rating?
Oh, a 5. I love this series.
5. It was a great book.
Good.
It was entertaining. I loved it. Loved all the characters.
The concept's so fun.
Yep. I was here.
Who wouldn't love that?
I was here for it all. Yeah, I'd give it definitely a 5.
Yes, 100%.
So if you haven't read this, please leave. And come back.
Yes.
And if you have, stay and we'll get into it.
Yeah.
I don't even know that I think I
take notes?
I think I started notes and then I got so into it that I stopped.
It's been a long time since I read this, so I don't have exact. But I remember her fiance sucked. That's the very beginning.
So.
Oh, you didn't take notes.
Well, a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, they're pretty good. Okay, so started out, and I will say I have read Legendary, so I'll just.
You have some context now.
Yeah, I have some context now, but I'll read this as I was feeling in the moment.
Okay.
My first note is her sister sucks.
Oh yeah, no, Tella is so annoying.
The first part.
She's whiny.
Just so whiny, and she's just has no concept of consequences. I feel like she's just oh no, we're leaving.
Yeah.
And I did think it was interesting. I didn't realize it. You don't realize it at first. Because at first I was oh my god, she's a true brat, because she was gonna tell her dad that she was, or that Scarlett was did something, was down there with the boy.
Yeah.
When she was down there with Julian.
Yeah.
And it turned out if she told him it was Scarlett, he punished her.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was okay, well, because at first when she was I'm just gonna tell Dad it was you, I was oh my god, I hate her so much. I was why would she do that?
No, her dad's a piece of work.
Their dad sucks.
Sucks so bad.
Sucks so bad. So they that's how it starts off.
Yeah.
They're she gets that invitation. Scarlett's engaged. Doesn't know. She never met the guy.
Because Tella writes to Legend every year, doesn't she?
Scarlett writes to him every year. Scarlett writes to him every year. Because she's wants to kind of see the magic and give it to her sister. Yeah. And so they get an invitation. They finally get an invitation. That's how it starts off. They get an invitation, and Scarlett's we can't go.
Yeah.
She's Dad will never let us go. And Tella's F Dad, we're getting out of here. And so they come up with Tella and this guy that she's with, Julian, who's says he's works on a boat. Come up with a plan to basically kidnap Scarlett.
Yeah.
They basically chloroform her, and they just take her. And so And kind of like preface that, like Caraval is like like you said in the description, like an event.
Yes, like a week-long.
Yeah.
I think of a carnival, but I don't think it's actually meant to sound like that.
But it's like a game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, it's only a game.
Yeah, that has like characters that are like carnival-esque.
Yeah.
Would you play in the game? It's only just a game.
I think so.
I think I'd play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a game.
It was fun. It seemed like it would be fun. It seems like the ultimate version of like, not murder mystery because somebody's not necessarily getting murdered, but it seems like the ultimate version of like a scavenger hunt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just seems fun.
It seems really fun.
And there's not really like supposed to be consequences, right? Like,
yeah.
It's like if you win, you win, right?
If you win, you win.
But yeah, I would do it.
It seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So they get to the island, or like he takes her, and then like they get separated from Tella. Mm-hmm. And it turns out she's been kidnapped. And then Scarlett was with Julian a lot of the time.
Yes.
I would not thrive in it just being like a nighttime game. I'd need some major blackout curtains.
Yeah, let's say you'd be sleeping in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be hard to.
It'd be really hard to make that adjustment.
Yeah.
But so Tella is kidnapped, and the point of the game is now to find her.
Yes.
And that is Scarlett's main focus, because she is the older sister.
She's responsible.
She's responsible for her, and like, she does feel that. And Tella is a wild card. Like,
you don't know what she's gonna do.
No, you really don't.
You don't.
And
Julian's trying to help her, right? I think.
Yeah, Julian's like helping her. There's like other characters that are like part of Legend's troupe. Mm-hmm. You don't know who Legend is, but he's just like this like
mysterious
man with like all this power that was bestowed upon him by like some witch.
Yeah, you don't get like a ton of details. I don't think.
You don't get a ton of details. You just like know it's like the legend of Legend that like they heard from their grandmother. Mm-hmm. Their mom like disappeared when they were young, so they've only been with their dad, who's just like an abusive piece of crap.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite character?
I like Scarlett a lot.
Yeah, I like Scarlett.
A lot. Does she get her dress in the book?
Yes!
I love her dress.
Her dress like changes with her mood.
It's great. I want that.
Yeah, like wear it on your sleeve, girl.
Sign
literally.
Me up.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was really cool.
No, I love her dress. No, I like her a lot. I think like as an older sister, I'm like I feel that. And I love her relationship with Julian and all the chaos.
So much chaos
that she gets up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you?
I would say I kind of like that character, and I can't remember her name. But just like kind of going away from like the main characters, because I would probably say Scarlett was my main one. But I really like that girl, the member of the troupe, who was kind of like giving her hints about like I wouldn't go down that way.
Is she like a fortune teller?
Not the main fortune teller, but I can't remember.
She's like a friend.
Yeah. But it was when at the end. Okay, so kind of like
get us there, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there. So they have to basically get they have all these clues. Mm-hmm. She gets this sheet of paper that first night she's there. And it has like clue 1 where you can find all these clues. Mm-hmm. And so they're working their way through it. Like
she's like a neighbor that's like kind of against her, doesn't she?
Yeah, there's some like other players. There's some other players in the game who are, her competition, or like even like troop members.
Yeah.
Who you don't realize are troop members kind of thing. There's some backstory that ends up being fake, and I was like, what? Like the whole thing with Julian's like sister and like Dante, and I was like, I thought that shit was real. I really did at the beginning, like during the the girl died. So like that was like one of the things is Legend hasn't done a Caraval in a while because this girl fell or jumped to her death during one. Yeah. And they say that like people just like go mad during the games. Yeah. Like you have to remember that it's a game or you'll go mad. Yeah. It's only a game. Yeah. And so this girl did go mad, and she threw herself off a ledge. But like the backstory they create is that she was Dante's fiance and Julian's sister, which was fake. Yeah. But she did die.
Yeah.
But, like, it, like, creates this, I was like, oh no, like, it created, like, motive for them, but then it just ended up all being, and I was like, I fell for it. I was like, it's just a game, and I fell for it.
He's just a character.
Yeah, I fell for it.
So yeah, in the end, Julian's part of it.
Yeah, he's a true member.
A true member.
Which I was just like, oh, what?
She was texting me at this point.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I was texting you, I was reading it, and I was like, what? The actual hell. I was like, and then, hold on, yeah, let me go to my notes. Oh yeah, because I was like, man, I thought Julian, because sometimes you never know with, like, people who are going to be passing in and out, and I was like, man, Julian is a lot more important than I thought he'd be.
Yeah.
Because at first I was just thought, because he was
getting her there.
Yeah, he was just, like, down in the basement with her sister.
Because he was like, wasn't he flirting with her sister?
Yeah, they were like down there, like together.
Yeah.
Come to find out, he was like, we never kissed.
Yeah.
He like clarified that later, and I was like, good. That's kind of getting a little weird.
Yeah.
Oh, and I said I like him, but I have a feeling it's too good to be true because it's the first book. Yeah. Come to find out, we'll get to that. I just like skipped a lot. So they go through all these challenges.
Do you meet Dante in the first book?
You meet Dante. Oh yeah, you meet Dante in the first book.
Okay.
He dies in the first book. He's like strung up. Her dad makes a surprise appearance, which I was not expecting.
Yeah. Was the fiance with her?
The fiance was with him.
Yeah.
Was with him. That was when that girl was like, don't go into that.
That
thing. And she was like, I just feel pulled to it. And she went in there. And her dad was there. And I was like, and he's like trying to like take her home.
Yeah.
To get married because her dad just wants like them to like have notoriety. He wants her to like marry well so he can like have the power he's always like yearned for. Because nobody cares about this little island they live on.
No.
It's just like, oh, you're like somebody there. Nobody cares about you.
Yeah.
So he's just trying to get like power and like influence.
Through his daughters.
Yeah. Through marriage. So yeah, so she's running from, and at this point she has not found Tilla.
No.
Like Tilla has not been found. And there's only like 5.
I think it's like a week.
There's only a certain number of nights of Caraval. Like you have a time limit.
Yeah.
But after like a couple of nights, and then they're running from her dad and the fiance, who she never met, and then she, they like run from him, and then they're like cornered. Like in these tunnels that are under the city, and Julian like kind of like sacrifices him, like he's like run, and her dad ends up like scarring him on the face, and I'm just like, your dad sucks so bad. Can he just like
die?
Can somebody kill this man, please? And so they like that happens, and then. After that, that's like when it's like towards the end of it, and she like gets some last clue, and she ends up at like whatever the house is, like some house there, and that's when they are like meet like her and Julian like meet legend. Oh, like she jumps into this thing. That's what she does. She like jumps. I forget where they are, but she like has to take a leap. That's like one of the clues. She only takes a leap, and. That's when she finds out that Julian is part of it, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Were you so hurt?
I was heartbroken. I was like, "No!"
He's just an actor.
Yes, but I will say, even when he came down those steps, and he's just like, it was like all part of it. I was like, okay. I was like, I think he's part of it, but I think like. Even before he does like say like, oh, like things changed, I was like, okay, I think things changed because it was just like the stuff he did. Like, okay, so like one of my questions, because there's like a lot of like trickery going on in this place.
Yes.
And magic. And one of the things that she does is she's like getting these dresses, and she wants some information, and in exchange, like the lady wants to ask her a question. And if she doesn't ask her a question, she'll like lose 2 days. Like she doesn't answer it honestly.
Yeah.
She'll lose 2 days of her life.
Which is a lot in a 7-day week.
Yes.
Of this Caraval.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she doesn't answer it, honestly.
What was the question?
It was like, what is your like heart's desire right now?
Oh, like she wasn't being honest with herself.
And she was like, to find my sister. And that wasn't it.
Was it Julian?
Oh, wait, I know it was. They don't say it, but I'm like, it was. So she gets 2 days of her life taken, and it wasn't, she thought it was going to be the end of her life.
No, it's like right then and there.
It's then. She's like, starts to feel woozy.
She like passes out.
Yeah, and it's just like Julian's there, and he's like, what'd you do? And so he like takes her back to the hotel, and he ends up like,
does he trade part of his?
yeah, he like gives her like a day basically, so they're both out for a day. And it was so sweet, and I was like, nobody just does that. And I'm like, no. Like, he likes you for reals.
He likes you.
So yeah, so like you meet Legend.
Yeah.
And then he like tells her sister is, you know, somewhere in there, and so she goes to her sister, and her sister's just been like in this fucking
living the life,
like watching her from afar. Is engaged to Legend. She's like, I love him, but Daddy, I love him. And so she is just like,
that is still a bratty sister.
yeah, she's like, what a racket. And I'm just like, I hate you so much.
Scarlett's been like struggling.
She's been so stressed out, thinking that her sister's like being tortured and like all like not being like
Dylan's like a bad guy.
Yeah, because she's like seeing what's happening to other people.
And that girl did die.
Yeah, and that girl did die, so she's like thinking the worst. And she's literally just like in this suite, just like in the highest tower, just like la 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 la, engaged.
Isn't this so fun?
Yeah, like oh la la la. Look, we're gonna have such a happy life now. Yeah, so it's insane. And then her dad shows up.
Yeah.
And it's like, so the sisters are like, oh my gosh, we've been betrayed, and it's like Legend has betrayed them, like her, and he's like her, like Legend at this time is like her fiance, and the dad is like, y'all are coming with me, like this ends now, let's go home, and Tella's like, I'm not going anywhere.
So dramatic.
And she, preface that the winner of, it was said that the winner of Caraval gets a wish.
Yes, from Legend.
From Legend. They get a wish. Whatever their, heart's desire, they will get it. And so Tella's like, I'm not going anywhere. And they're like in this tower, and she like goes to the ledge. Scarlett's like, no. And then she jumps. She jumps to her death. She dies. And like at this point, Scarlett, has won Caraval.
Yeah.
She's like wishing with all her might that her sister was not dead, and she's not.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! She's not dead. But it's like her dad thinks she's dead.
Yeah.
And so he leaves.
Yes.
And Scarlett does not leave with him because she's like, she was the only reason I was staying with you.
Even, willing to do this.
Yeah, because I thought if I didn't come with you, you would just hurt her. But now she's dead, so she's like,
you have no control over me.
I'm free.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not marrying you. You can go to hell. Like, bye.
She's mad at Julian, too, because he was lying to her.
Yes.
She's mad at everyone.
Oh, yeah. She's like, I have no one left.
Yeah. I'm alone.
And so... Yeah, so her dad, like, I guess they leave, and then she realizes that Tella is alive. And Tella was like, this was my plan all along. And I was like, are you kidding me? I was so mad. I was just like, oh my god.
You put your sister through literal hell.
Literal hell. And put her sister through literal hell, and, like, and honestly, she, like, bet a lot on it. Like, she was very confident in her sister's love for her.
Oh, yeah.
She's not really engaged to that guy, who's not even Legend, and I was like, the hell? It was just, like, an actor in the troupe. So, like, it was, like, a whole thing. And then, like, they ended, like, this big party. And I was like, what the hell? And so, I was kind of curious.
Yeah.
Like what, because I like obviously know it's a series, and it was just kind of like, okay, well, what is gonna be like next? And that is at the end when Tella gets that like letter or something, where she's like, it's like, oh, now you owe me or something. That might have been the epilogue.
From Legend?
No, from her friend. A friend.
A friend.
Yeah.
Congratulations on escaping your father and surviving Caraval. I am pleased our plan worked, although I had no doubts you would survive the game.
I did. I had many doubts.
I'm sure your mother will be quite proud, and I believe you should be able to see her soon. But first, you must keep up your end of the bargain. I hope that you haven't forgotten what you owe me in exchange for all that I've shared with you. I plan on collecting my payment very soon. Truly yours, a friend. Is the first time you found out that her mom...
I think she... I think that's first time.
We think that she just left, don't we?
Yeah, we think she's just disappeared and left them. Because Scarlett, like, is just like, she left us.
And yeah, she's like bitter about it.
Yeah,
obviously.
super bitter about
it.
But yeah, so, yeah, I was very curious how that, because at this point, like, obviously I hadn't read Legendary yet.
Yeah.
And so it kind of, like, gives you leeway into, okay, next is going to be about what the deal she made was.
Yeah, I think this is, like, a really good example, too, of what you see when books get sold as, like, a standalone with series potential.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of times...
Because it could have ended.
And that's, like, usually what they, like, will sign you on for is one book, and then they see how it does.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you had taken out that one piece, it'd be nicely tied up.
Oh, yeah.
But there's still lots to unravel.
So, yeah, like, a big theme in it is... And, you know, Stephanie Garber talked about this at... It was really cool about Go in the Office. Because, like, we got to hear her talk about it. Where she was talking about how, like, the love of, like, Scarlett and Tella is obviously, like, a big theme.
Yeah, she wanted to write a sister book.
Yeah. Do you feel like their love was equally loyal, or did one sister feel stronger ties than the other?
Listen... I think that, like, you just, like, in any sibling dynamic, especially with two girls, I feel like, and I have a brother, so I can't really, like, speak on this. Like, you have a sister, that maybe you can.
Two sisters.
But, like, I think that you say loyalty, is that what you asked?
Yeah.
I think that, like, an eldest sibling's, like, responsibility and therefore loyalty to a younger sibling is very different than the opposite. I think that, like, Tella still thought that she was trying to get her sister what she really wanted. She was trying to get her sister away from, like, this...
Just in a crazy way.
In an absolutely insane
way.
But she was still, like, in her own way being loyal to her sister when her sister wouldn't do something for herself.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that they're just two different sides of a coin.
Very different love languages.
Yes. So I selfishly, I would say, yes, Scarlett cared more, was more loyal. But I think that if you ask someone that is a Tella, they would not see it that way.
I would agree with that. Because I would agree with that 100%. Because all throughout the book, I was just like, Tella doesn't give a shit. And especially at the end when she just like it worked. I'm like, are you kidding me?
I knew you loved me enough to win and like bring me back to life.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that, like, now, you obviously have the benefit of all the books being out, but can you imagine how I felt when she released the premise of the next book, and you find out that it's from Tella's point of view?
Yeah, because I didn't know that, and then when I started reading Legendary, I was like, what is this? I was like, excuse me? I'm like, because at first I was like, okay, maybe this, like, the prologue is. Yeah.
Like one POV chapter. And
then it was, like, her.
It was the entire book. Yeah,
it was, yeah. I would have been like, what?
Yeah.
This is what I'm waiting for?
Yeah, and it's like, because she is the bratty younger sister, and it's just, but it works out.
Yeah, it works out.
You'll see. Or you will see, you listeners.
Yes. And the whole, like, her, like, determined to marry that fiance she's never met.
Yeah.
Would you have stuck to that decision or abandoned it the minute you're off that island?
I mean, I'm abandoning it. If you and your sister are off away from your whole thing is, like, to protect her, right? Like,
yeah, and he uses, like, force.
Yeah.
So it's like,
what do you...
Yeah, if he's not there to hurt you.
I think, like, in her mind...
He can reach her anywhere.
That was a big thing for her, and also, yeah, like my sister won't be safe.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm running kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no, like, I would see it as, like, okay, we're free, we're good. As long as you, like, think enough of yourself to be able to make money and, like, survive.
Yeah.
Then I wouldn't look back. What about you?
I'd abandon it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Hard no.
Hard no. Would you rather exchange 2 days of your life or answer any one question honestly?
I think the question because, like, I don't have any secrets.
Right? I'll be like, yeah, what do you want to know? I'm an open book.
Like, what am I hiding?
Let's have a therapy session.
No, I do think it'd be really interesting because, like, her whole thing is, like, she answered, but it wasn't, like...
She thought it was true.
She thought it was true.
Yeah.
So I can't say that, like, I would answer and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know myself well enough.
Maybe I need to do some intrinsic thinking.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't think that I have any, like, I never murdered anyone, so like, I don't think there's anything that I would, like, need to keep hidden.
That's fair. That's fair.
For anyone.
That's
so,
fair.
yeah. Same.
Sweet. Well,
and, yeah, I guess you've already read Legendary, so we can't really do predictions.
Yeah.
But you obviously already said that you didn't expect it to be about Tella.
No.
So that's a prediction. You thought would be following Scarlet.
Right. And yeah, so we're reading next. It's Legendary.
Yes, and we'll actually have that right after this next week. Mm-hmm. So definitely come back.
Yep.
You got a week to read the next book. You're
welcome.
Do it.
Or yeah, you never read the first one, read a book.
And these books really aren't that bad. They're only 400 pages.
They're not bad.
They're not bad.
Yeah, they're easy.
They're easy. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. To Scarlet?
To Scarlet's magical dress.
Yes! Love that dress.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Goodbye.
Bye.